Welcome back to part 2, guys. My son does my cameraman. He set up the tripod for me here for the shot, and he told me to watch it when I hit the table. See, I'm bouncing the camera like that. So hopefully it's a bit better this time around. I'll try not to do that. Also, I've been working on my lighting a bit on that last video I did with the painting. The lighting was unfortunately not that great. Hopefully this setup I've got going on now is going to be a bit better. And it seems whenever I move my hands a bit too, because the tripod is on the table, it's going to be a little bit shaky maybe whenever I move around too much. Hopefully it's not too bad, it doesn't make anyone sick. Anyhow, back to it. So, after I had that little rinky-dink jerked off rainbowish knife, where was I at? I was over to Johnson's True Value Hardware. I live right on the border of Maine, so quite often go over into Calais, Maine, and do some shopping, and that's where I found this guy. He's the Guardian. It's a cheap brand of Gerber. They're made in China for Gerber. Let's get the little Viking on the clip. That's another thing too. I didn't mention that before in my other video. Like you notice the Gonzo I've got here. All the knives I had up to this point, I've always taken the clip off. I don't like the clips. I don't carry them in my pocket clipped. I just carry them in my pocket. So I find this just gets in the way and it just adds a little more weight. And it takes up more space in my pocket, so I don't like them. So this guy I tried to take off. Oh, I've had a lot of trouble with this knife. And I've done quite a bit of modification to it. Again, this is an assisted open. It works really well. And it's got the push button lock, which I like. Closes very nice. The only thing is when I first got this, try to show you. You see this, the thumb, I can't remember what it's called again, the thumb, deployed thumb, whatever. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about.
Stud?
Yeah, thumb stud maybe. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. It's very, very close to the handle here. So that's the way it was on the other side. And it was very hard to get in there to have that open. You had to really, really force that and put a lot of force on it, and it's hard on your finger. So the first thing I did to it, we see on this side, it's very easy to do now because what I did, you see right here, I took a file and I filed that all out. So now, when that's closed up, it's not any closer or not any further away because that steel liner that's in there, but I filed that down enough so that I could get my thumb in there easily enough to deploy it. That was fine. I had no problem doing that. And that worked great. But I did have a little bit of blade play. You see there? So I took out my torque set and I took out that screw. And I tried to take these two out, and they've got those goddamn T6 screws in them, which anybody who's worked on folding knives and has ever tried to use those T2 or those T6 screws, I'm sure knows what I'm talking about. Those things are a bitch to get out. It actually stripped my T6 Torx bit. And the strange thing about this, like this is a T8, it works fine, there's nothing wrong with this one. But when I turn this, somehow in the inner workings of this thing, this is connected to this screw. So when I spin this, this one spins. So now I can't tighten this up without holding this. I can't hold this because it's been stripped, my bit's been stripped, trying to take this friggin' clip off. So now it's kind of, you know, useless. Well, not useless, it still works, but I get that blade play, and I don't like that. The knife works great otherwise. You know, it's got a nice fast deploy. It's got great detent. Like, it won't come out when you shake it. I don't know how well you can see that, but no, it works great. And I like the color. I like green. It was actually a not bad little knife. My wife says it's a little stabby. Yes, it probably is a little stabby. But overall, it wasn't a bad knife. But with those things, you know, it wasn't going to work for me. Also, this is just in case you want to know, is get the strange steel. I think this is a steel. Maybe this is a model number. I don't know. But it's 460413DR. I'm not sure. It says right here. I'm not sure if that's a. Let me see that or not. If it'll focus. If that's a steel or model number or what, but if it is, I don't know what it is. Keeps an alright edge. Very easy to sharpen. Probably the same thing as a 420 stainless, I'm guessing. Nothing special at all. So from there, I asked for this knife for Christmas. I wanted to try it out. I've heard a lot of people talk about Spydercos and how good they are. Well, for me, and doing the job I do, I don't want anything very expensive because, like, sometimes I lose them. They slip out of my hands, they fall down on poles, they get banged up. I could lose them. So I don't want to spend a whole lot of money on, like, I don't want to spend over $100 on a real Spyderco just to lose it. So, ideally, I could spend, $30 or so, I'd be happy. Then I wouldn't be heartbroken if I lost it. Well, I got this for Christmas. It is a one-hand deploy, but it doesn't have that. It's not loose enough to give me that deploy with just flipping it open. And I don't know if it's just me and I'm not used to it. I haven't worked it in enough, but I mean, I've opened this thing up, worked it and worked it and worked it. I've oiled it. I've actually loosened up this T8 torque screw, and it doesn't seem to matter if I loosen that up. I don't know if I have to loosen up this T6 as well. I can't because my T6 is fucked up, so I've got to go get another one of those sometime. But I enjoy flipping a knife open like that, and I just can't do it with this. I can, open it up like that, which is fine. And I thought this was going to be a good alternative because it wasn't so stabby. Oh, also T6 on the clip, which I don't like, because I like to take these off. Nice and light. I like it. It's a small knife, but yet it fits my hand good. And it's got this nice jimping up here on the blade, which is nice. So I thought, well, this one actually looks more like a tool than a knife. So I thought, when I opened it up at Christmas, my wife and the rest of the family were like, Jesus, what are you going to do with that? You're going to go stab someone in the subway? I said, oh, Christ. We don't have any subways around here. Maybe they mean the Subway, the restaurant. I don't plan on going to the Subway restaurant and stabbing anybody, but I guess according to them, this thing looks stabbier than normal. Didn't really matter to me that much. Again, if it works and it works good, that's fine, but I don't like how it opens. This is the Bird model. I don't know if I said that before. And the model actually is the Meadowlark 2. See if I can get that. See that there? Yeah, I think so. Just Bird Meadowlark 2. Not a bad knife. It's got the, they're made in China for Spyderco. It's got the HCR13 MOV steel. Chinese steel, Chinese stainless. Not bad. Keeps a pretty good blade. It came shaving sharp, and I haven't done anything to the blade yet to sharpen it, and it's still, very, very sharp. You see those hairs I just pulled off my And yeah, it's very, very sharp. I assume it wouldn't take much to sharpen it up either, but still not what I'm looking for. So I was over to the Walmart in Calais, and they had these clearance racks after Christmas. Was over there actually looking for some beard oil, and I found all kinds of things on sale that were terrific. So I found these Kershaws. They were a 2-pack. Now the package said you get a 3 and 3/4 inch, I believe, inch folding knife, and you get a 2 3/4 inch for free. Well, I looked at them and I went, well, this isn't what I want. I am not a big fan of serrated blades at all. I guess they are good for cutting rope and whatnot, but more of a just plain profile knife myself. I don't like I think it's just a standard, flat grind or scanty grind. On jackknives, I usually like a flat grind. So I wasn't actually interested in this. I was actually interested in the one that they said was a bonus. But this isn't a bad knife either. It's got really nice, fast opening on it. Got a nice chunk to it when it opens. It's a liner lock, and it's got a really, really good liner on it. Liner lock. It's about halfway up the blade. The centering is really good. This is a strange angle, but it's pretty well centered up. Opens up great. Again, T6 screws. I wish knife makers would stop using the goddamn screws. They drive me crazy. But it's got a flipper on it. It also has the thumb stud. That's what they're called. Also has the thumb stud. Works very well. But this guy is the one I actually picked it up for. I got both of them for $15. They were regular 20 something, I think. Again, it's assisted open. It opens up nice. It's got this black washed steel on it. These are made in China, of course, for Kershaw as well. Kershaw, they're the budget Kershaw line. And the assisted open, Kershaw calls them speed safe. It says right there. I don't know if you can read that or not. This Kershaw speed safe. That's their opening system. Works really nice. Fits my hand good. It's got this little choil here in the handle. Fits my finger in good. There's no jimping on the back, but that's alright because my thumb sits there good. It is not really going to slip off. The flipper is nice because in that little choil, and that flipper keeps my hand from sliding up on the blade. Not a bad knife at all. It's surprisingly heavy though. It's actually heavier than this one. This one is a lot larger, but it has the fiberglass handles. This has got a fiberglass handle on this side, but this side is all aluminum, I believe. And the liner on this, I believe, is steel, or it could be aluminum. I'm not sure, but it's quite a bit thicker than this one. This one here, the liner is very, very thin, and it's not skeletonized either. If you look inside there, it's I don't know if you could see that at all. But anyway, there's no skeletonization at all in there. It's all one big piece of metal liner. This one's a frame lock. Again, T6 to get rid of the clip. But the nice thing about this is when you open up this frame lock, the clip actually acts as a frame stop, so you don't open up too far and bend that out. So that's kind of nice. I'm still going to get rid of it. It's no problem for me because I'd never opened up my frame far enough to bend that. But if I were to lend it to some guy at work who's not used to using a frame lock knife, it's possible they may cone in that and right over and bend that out, and I'd have to bend it back in. It can be a real pain in the arse. But the knife's not bad. Centering's pretty good. Not perfect. Opens up great. Not sure on the exact steel. Actually, I found the old blister pack that it came in. If you want to know what it looks like, this 2-knife set. It says here on the bottom, sorry, it was 3.4-inch knife. Right here. Assisted opening, pocket clip, bonus 2.75-inch knife. It's funny because I bought it for a smaller knife. Says the steel on the back. Steel is 3CR13 black oxide, black wash finish. Handle is glass filled nylon. Blah blah blah. So, actually not bad knives. I'm not really that familiar with this 3CR13 steel. We'll see how it goes. But so far, like, I haven't been back to work yet. I'm still off on vacation until the January the 3rd. But I'll give her a whirl and see how it works. I don't think I'll ever be able to find a knife that's not stabby looking, according to my wife. One that I would like anyway. So maybe I'm going to stop making that a criteria. I do really like the assisted opening though. And I like the access lock. I wouldn't mind finding an auto, well, can't have autos here I guess. Like an assisted open with an access lock would be really nice. Oh, the frame lock's not too bad. You know, just make sure you get your fingers out of the way. It's nice if it has the flipper as well, because when you are closing that and you bring it down, the flipper will stop the blade from coming down on your hand, so you can get it out of the way in time to close it up the rest of the way. So as of right now, that's where I'm at in my search for the perfect EDC for me. If you have any comments, share them. Have any suggestions, share them as well. Again, I'm looking for something. You know, I don't want to spend any more than $30 because I might, I'm going to use it and I'm going to use it hard. I might lose it. I'm going to scratch it up, I know. So I don't want anything that's a showroom knife. You know, well, to me, anything over $50 is probably a showroom knife. I would probably still use it, but I wouldn't use it as hard as I would, you know, on another knife, and I probably wouldn't carry it as often either. Be too afraid to lose it. So anyway, like, comment, share. If you wouldn't mind, that'd be great. I think I'm going to leave you with that, and I got a couple more videos coming up soon, so stay tuned.